Go ahead.
Congratulations on your new dog, Jasmine. She's a 10-month German Shepherd. And we're going to go ahead and start off and show you the equipment that she's wearing. Right now she has on this is a 4mm choke chain. It's going to be about 18 inches for her head. It's going to always go on, if you notice, in the same direction. You want it to slide towards you. So if you have the dog in front of you, the loop should be to your left. That way it's always pulling the dog to your left when you have the dog in the heel position. We also have on the Sport Dog electronic collar. Go ahead and show you real quick. When you take the collar off, in the center there's a button to turn it off and on. Just push it once, it'll turn red, it's off. Push it again, it turns green, and it's on. Okay? This is going to always go on the left side of the dog. For the same reason that we keep this in one position, you always keep this on the left. So when the dog is heeling on your left, if you go to make a correction, and the dog goes for like a little snap to bite, it's always away from you, never towards you. Okay? The best position for the collar is going to be right behind the ear on the left. You want it as high up as possible so it's making good contact, especially with these German Shepherds and their long hair. Alright? Doesn't need to be too tight. You should be able to fit a few fingers under it. At the same time, you don't want it to slide around. You want it to stay in its position. And if you'd like, you can go ahead and cut the extra off. Okay, so I'll go ahead and show you the crate command. All you're going to do is point, crate. Okay, once she's in the crate, she should never force her way out. So before you let her out, always tell her either Platz or seats, and then black, so she won't move. Here. Seats. Alright, so as I was showing you earlier, the dog's always going to be on your left. Okay, now with the leash, you're going to go ahead and just slip your hand through the loop on your right hand. Okay, get a firm grip. And then always keep a loose line for the heel. The reason you keep the loose line is so that the dog understands what position it needs to be in, and you can make corrections if necessary. By keeping a tight line, you're going to give the dog mixed signals, and she's going to think that she's always being corrected, so she's going to be a little lost and misplaced. Okay? So, heel. Loose. Loose. Okay? Seats. Now after the heel, the dog should always sit right on your left hand side so that you can go ahead and give her a little bit of positive, pet her and tell her good girl. Loose. Okay, your right turn correction, she needs to always be in this position, wrapped around your leg when you make your turn. If she's not, seats, you have two buttons on the remote. Your bottom one and your top one. The top one is a continuous. That's going to go ahead and pulse, so it's going to shock repeatedly. The bottom one is just a nick. It's just one shock. So regardless if you hold it, it's only one shock. The top one keeps shocking until you release the button. Okay? She usually stays between a 2 and a 3. It goes up to level 7. So I'll start always on the lower level. And you never want to overdo it. So when you go up, you bring it back down. So your correction on the heel, if she's not in position, would be a nick. Okay? You would nick repeatedly until she gets into the position that you want her. When she's in the position, you stop nicking, tell her sit, good girl. So you mark the behavior positively. Okay? Heel. Right there, she's not keeping up. Nick. Good girl. Seats. Good girl. Now, if you see that it's a little strong, sometimes she is more sensitive than others, you can actually put it down to a 1. So that little bark would indicate to me that I'm a little high. Put it back to a 1 and start lower, and if necessary, you bring it back up. But when she's doing what she's supposed to be doing, you want to go ahead and bring it back down. So you don't want to confuse a dog and overdo it and shut her down by keeping it high. So you always want to work on the lowest setting if possible, and you only go up if necessary. Good. Okay. Make a few left turns now. Your left turn, if she tries to herd you and force you to go in the direction that she wants, you can either high step across her so that she sees that she's not supposed to be in that spot, or you can just bring your knee up and just push her head out of the way. This way she understands I'm not supposed to be in that position. Heel. Push. Sit. Good girl. Now, your stay, glide, flat palm in the hand, glide. Your come is going to be your flat palm facing the dog, bringing it towards you. Here. Sit. Now your sit command is the same thing as almost come. Your flat palm facing in front of the dog and you bring it up. Sits. Okay? To go down is almost the exact opposite. Your palm, instead of facing up, would face down. So your palm is in front of the dog's face, and you're bringing it down to the ground. Plats. Good girl. And always mark the positive behavior. Good girl. Glide. So to stay, it's just a flat palm, facing down, going into the dog's face in that position. Glide. Now you always want to use your hand signals and your verbal signals at the same time, hand in hand, so that whenever it comes to a time when you don't want to just say it, you can just do it. The dog will understand to follow your hand. No. Good girl. Glide. This is the sit, stay position. Sits, glide. In this position, the dog should never go down. She should always stay sitting in the upright position. If ever the case that she moves or goes out of position, you mark the bad behavior with the remote, with a nick. If it's something a little more drastic and she goes to run, that's when you would use the continuous. That's more of a shock, so it's going to give her more of an understanding that she's not supposed to be doing that. So in this position, if she were to move, just the slightest bit, a nick. If she goes to run, continuous. Plats. Glide. The same as the sit stay. This is the down stay. In this position, she should stay down and she shouldn't move until given another command. And it is the same correction. If she moves slightly, just a nick. If she moves a little more than that, a continuous. Glide. If ever the case that the dog isn't coming, you tell her, here, sits. If she doesn't come right away, like she just did, it would be a nick. Okay? So anytime you have your dog in the stay and you walk away, you tell her, here. As soon as you say it, boom, she should come running. If not, give her a nick. Now your nick is always followed with a no. So whenever you use your remote, you want to also use no at the same time. That falls hand in hand, so that after about 60 to 90 days, when you take off the collar, just the word no is correction enough. So anytime you push, anytime you make a correction and you use a remote, you shock and say no simultaneously, so that the dog learns to understand that the word no means a negative and that I'm going to be corrected.